Hello and welcome to Michigan Bird Nerd on 13 Plus and the 13 on Your Side YouTube page. I'm Matt Gard. In this series, we're going to teach you all about Michigan's native birds and where to find them. So without further ado, let's roll that open and get this party started. Today we are at Millennium Park in Walker, and this is one of the hottest spots in West Michigan to find birds. And it's all because this place has a diverse range of habitats. This is something you're going to hear me talk about over and over again on this series. Different species of birds prefer different habitats. So the more habitats you have at your local park, the more likely you are to find a wide variety of birds. Millennium Park has lakes, a sandy beach, swampy areas, woods, and last but not least, meadows. And it's in those meadows where we're going to try to find today's bird, the American goldfinch. So first things first, let's identify them. Goldfinches are about the size of sparrows. Males in their breeding plumage are mostly bright yellow with a black forehead, black wings, and white on the underside of the tail feathers. Females are also yellow, but their plumage is more dull, and they lack the black marking on their foreheads. Now, if I do say so myself, this is one of the cutest birds out there, and apparently I'm not alone, because the American goldfinch holds the distinction of being the state bird for New Jersey, Iowa, and Washington. It can be found in all of the lower 48 states, as well as parts of Canada and Mexico. But unlike some states, goldfinches live here in Michigan all year long. Now, this particular video was shot in the month of August, which is kind of a quiet time for most birds. But goldfinches, this is a great time to find them because they are in the middle of their breeding season. They breed a lot later in the year than other songbirds do. Summertime is the time of year when their plumage is at its most brilliant shade of yellow because males are trying to attract mates. After breeding season, they molt their feathers, and in fall and winter, you'll notice their plumage becomes drab and gray. At just 4 to 5 inches long, these are small birds, so you might struggle to see them from a distance, but if you see a bright yellow bird calling as it flies, it might just be a goldfinch. And speaking of calls, goldfinches tend to be a little more talkative in the summer months than other songbirds you might be familiar with, so let's give you a listen to a goldfinch song and a goldfinch call. So we've covered plumage and we've covered sounds. Now, if you think these birds are as cute as I do, you might have some interest in attracting them to your yard, and you're in luck because there are some things that you can do to bring them closer to your space. Goldfinches eat mostly a vegetarian diet, which is pretty unusual for a songbird. Most of them have at least some kinds of insects in their diet, but that vegetarian diet actually gives you a clear strategy to bringing them into your yard. You can plant native thistles and native milkweed in your yard. I've planted sunflowers in my yard this year, and I've noticed they seem to love eating the seeds out of those. And by the way, those native plants have a number of other benefits for your local ecosystem, like providing nectar for pollinators. If you don't have a lot of land to plant, but you do have a feeder, you can stock it with sunflower seeds and Niger to attract goldfinches. So now that you know a little bit more about the American goldfinch, go find one in your yard or at your local park. Until next time, I'm Matt Gard for Michigan Bird Nerd here on 13 Plus and the 13 on Your Side YouTube page.